15 weird concert locations that will make you scratch your head. In the world of music, concert venues have evolved beyond the traditional halls, arenas, and stadiums. Artists have taken their performances to unconventional locations, making it an adventure for the audience. From abandoned factories to historic monuments, these unique concert locations offer a distinctive experience for the music enthusiasts. Number 1. Rock and Roll Pizza in Moorpark, California, USA. Foo Fighters 2013. A surprise gig, just like the Foo Fighters like it. This was a huge success, with 23 songs being played, so this was no 15-minute gig, it was a full-blown Foo Fighters experience. Just imagine downing a cheesy pizza and almost choking when you hear Learn to Fly being played and these legends being in the same room as you. Number 2. The Hollywood Forever Cemetery, Los Angeles, USA. Bon Iver, 2009. This indie folk band played a hauntingly beautiful 70 minutes long concert in a cemetery, surrounded by the gravestones of Hollywood legends, all in front of a crowd of more than 2,500 people. Number 3. Chelmsford Prison, UK. Sex Pistols, 1976. In 1976, they were far from being known among music lovers. They didn't even have an album out. So yeah, the crowd was far from impressed with their over-the-top punk, ragey anthems. Later on, in 1990, they went on and released the album Live at Chelmsford Top Security Prison, which had all the bells and whistles, implying the concert was a smashing hit, which it wasn't. Number 4. Eastview Bowling Alley in Saskatoon, Canada. The White Stripes, 2007. They had a 15-minute performance in front of a small crowd that was there to bowl. This was part of their North American tour, which had a lot of concerts that took place in rather odd places, the likes of a flour mill, a youth center, on a boat, and in front of pensioners in Chelsea. Number 5. On an iceberg, Greenland, the Defiled, 2014. On one hand, we have a floating iceberg in the middle of nowhere, aka Greenland. On the other, we have the Defiled, a British hardcore metal band, which had Jägermeister as the sponsor. Fans watched the whole thing from fishing boats nearby, in the freezing cold. They got a mention in the Guinness Book of World Records for their escapade, but unfortunately the band split several months later due to financial problems. Number 6. Rooftop of a moss-covered sauna in Lund, Sweden, 2017. So Far Sounds, a music startup which hosts musical performances in 400-plus cities, hosted a concert on the sauna's rooftop followed by a quick sauna session afterwards. Number 7. Denny's, California, USA. Wacko, 2019. Punk band Wacko sold out at Denny's when they announced their concert. In fact, no, scratch that. They literally overcrowded the chain restaurant, resulting in 1,000 damages and a ton of madness. Organized by local whiz kid Bryson Delval, they had to resort to setting up a GoFundMe page so he could pay the damages. Number 8. Napa State Hospital, California, USA. The Cramps, 1978. A rock band formed in the late 70s, The Cramps had singer Lux Interior and guitarist Poison Ivy at its core. Napa State Hospital is a psychiatric hospital, which makes it even more far-fetched. Add to this the fact that the lead singer actually said, "Somebody told me you people are crazy, but I'm not so sure about that," while on stage, and you get a very freaky situation. Number 9. Inside a Metal Box, London, UK. Unfathomable Ruination, 2014. The metal band gets inside the metal, crowded, anxiety-inducing box. It is then sealed shut. The band starts performing until the oxygen runs out. What did people witness while walking on the street? Since it was soundproof, you could only see it vibrate from the rowdy metal being played inside. Number 10. Freezing cold Antarctica. King George Island in the South Shetland Islands. Metallica, 2013. This iconic heavy metal band performed in their already classic concert called Freeze 'Em All in a dome on the heliport at the Carlini Argentine base in Antarctica. They even set up a whole new world record, becoming the first band to perform on all 7 continents. Number 11. The Great Pyramid of Giza, Egypt. Red Hot Chili Peppers, 2019. The band's first ever concert in the country was a memorable one by all accounts. RHCP is not the first band to perform there though. Frank Sinatra and the Grateful Dead also checking off this location. Number 12. A Tram in Motion, Wrocław, Poland. Various bands. Another So Far Sounds gem. This one had a tram going through the city. Passengers were allowed to board it and playing live music, much to the enjoyment of the locals. It involved 3 bands that switched between them during stops, and the feedback for this was insane. Number 13. On a Farm, Mauriac, France, Warmrot, 2011. A grindcore band that performed in several quirky venues, this time a farm. The farm had a goat named Biquette that was a huge metal lover. So we know the crowd had at least one happy face. Number 14. On a Cruiser on the River Thames in the UK, the Sex Pistols, 1977. In what is now an iconic punk rock moment, the punk rock band booked the cruiser and sailed past Houses of Parliament blasting their famous Anarchy in the UK song. Here comes the kicker. This all happened during the Queen's Jubilee. Number 15. Inside an actual volcano, Reykjavik, Iceland, Deftones and Snorri Helgason. Chino Moreno from Deftones was joined by Icelandic singer-songwriter Snorri Helgason, and they performed for 20 lucky people, all while they were inside a dormant volcano. And everything happened 400 feet down, after already going through a challenging 2.5-hour trek to get to the volcano. As you might expect, the playlist was short, only 3 songs, but we bet it was one hell of a ride for all those involved. Artists are known for their over-the-top flair and weird concert locations. It's some for the band's a box that has to be ticked. Music fan or not, you have to appreciate the dedication some performers go through, all to impress their fans or to create a memorable once-in-a-lifetime experience.